name is Shirley Islam, and I am the lead solutions consultant here at Zycus Australia. And I have the absolute pleasure of showcasing to you our Merlin Agentic Platform. Now, where's Andre, SEQ Order? He has stolen my spotlight and shown a tiny little snippet, a voice recording that wasn't me, of our Agentic Platform already. But I am going to do a live demonstration. This is exactly the forum we want you guys to ask the questions and see how our solution plays out. Now, let's set a business context, right? Let's do an example. Let's say it's myself, Shirley. I am from marketing, and I have been tasked to create a new product campaign. Now, I know I need the services of a digital media creative agency, but I just don't know where to start. I don't know if we have an existing supplier, an existing contract we can leverage. What's the form? What's the process? Usually I'd be pinging Sharon from Procurement and asking her, getting on the phone, right? But instead, today, I'm going to speak to Merlin. So I am going to, as soon as these guys get on, click on my Microsoft Teams, open my Merlin app, and I like to start with what I call a brain dump, right? So let's say, need to purchase services of a digital media creative agency, social media campaign. Let's say the completion date is sometime in the near future. And let's say budget is 9K AUD. Now, as soon as those details goes off, Merlin begins to structure my clearly very unstructured request. It starts to do something that no traditional intake model could ever do. Because not only is it understanding all the details of my request, it's interpreting intent. It's looking at the fact that this is for a marketing services related need. It's for external services. It's looking at category relevance, budget, time, scope. And this is where intake starts to become really strategic. It's asking a number of really interesting follow-up questions. So, scope, duration, platform. I'm going to say for now, scope, let's do content creation, campaign strategy, definitely, we need that. Let's say it goes on for 3 months, and we want it published on LinkedIn, professional network. As it does this, Merlin is now churning through vast amounts of your organisation's data. It's going through everything. Internal catalogues, past purchase requisitions, your supplier data, internal, external market benchmarks, pricing intelligence. It's going through all of that data and it's sifting it. It's asking questions like, well, is there a preferred supplier for this particular service request? What's the buying policy around this? What's the procurement policy around this? Is there a contract that can already be leveraged? Now you can see Merlin has come back with a number of past purchases for digital marketing and creative agency services. Great. I can see we've done work with Pixel Forge, Content Climb, they're in the same category, and it's even telling me option 1 appears to be your best match for your needs, right? Includes content creation, strategy, and specifically mentions LinkedIn. Everything that I've put in my initial request. Now, I don't know who Pixel Forge are, right? So I'm going to simply ask, who is Pixel Forge? Again, Merlin is a completely intuitive native interface. You don't need a special programming language or anything like that. It works on natural language. You would speak to it as you would speak to your colleagues. So again, Merlin's been able to generate all that information about a supplier, Pixel Forge, and come through, bring it forth in my request. I don't need to go to another system. I don't need to log in. I don't need to ask the vendor management team. I can see here Pixel Forge has done a lot of work for us previously. It includes strategy development, channel planning, multiple purchase requisitions. Great, so they're trusted. And it looks great. So I'm going to say, As a business user, I feel quite confident to use a supplier that we have used historically. And I'm going to say, yeah, let's proceed with PixelForge. Now, because PixelForge are already operational and they're active, they've done work for our company before, Merlin will automatically assign and align, route the request to the specific procurement policy. There is no manual interpretation, there is no guesswork, it's really a seamless experience. You'll see now that we're moving away from a world where procurement was one that you'd have to navigate through forms and processes. We've all been there, we're all leaders in procurement. We want to change that paradigm. We're now creating a user experience, something that's intellectual, it's intuitive, and it's guiding me every step of the way. Again, I'm a business user. I don't know what the forms are, the policies. I'm not in procurement. So again, it's going to ask me a number of questions. Like I said, PixelForge is operational. It's going to confirm like budget, purchase type, buying frequency, right? I'm going to say, yep, sure, sounds good, okay. Now I'm going to skip ahead a few steps because I want to show you one where we've validated the entire request. And again, this is exactly the same as I did before. So you can see PixelForge, they're operational. I put everything to my purchase summary. And now you can see your cart summary, all the details, and now it's successfully created a purchase requisition, right? Now, what started off with 10 to 15 keywords, that's all I had, 10 to 15 keywords in my service summary. I've now been able to draft a purchase requisition in a number of minutes. It's compliant, it's assigned, it's within your procurement policy, and I haven't needed to go out to anyone else. It's all within the confines of Merlin, and that's a dramatic change because now for business users, friction is reduced, right? It's smart, it's intuitive, it's straightforward, but control and compliance is strengthened for procurement. You can see it's a dramatically faster cycle time, right? Couple of minutes, far fewer errors, everything is getting validated every step of the way, and it's a far better stakeholder experience for business users and for procurement leaders. Because once this comes through to our platform, procurement is going to get a purchase requisition request where all the details are filled out, it's compliant, it's aligned, and it fits your procurement policy. All of that guesswork, that back and forth emails, none of that exists anymore. It's a paradigm shift. We're moving away from traditional procurement to now ways of the future. Now, let's take that same scenario. And let's say, instead of going ahead with PixelForge, I want to prepare a request for quotation and send out this request to a number of suppliers. Push it out into the market, right? Let's see how it's going. Now, we all know that's quite a complicated process. Why? Because first I have to get all of my details, in scope, out of scope, my deliverables, my milestones, my SLAs, my roles, my responsibilities. I have to prepare all that, send it out to the suppliers, collect all the quotations, get all the bids, go through all of that, negotiate, and then finally contract and award. We've all been there. We know it's quite a complex and lengthy process. So we built ANA. You might have heard Atish speak about ANA earlier. ANA is our autonomous negotiation agent, and she is incredibly powerful. ANA does so much of that heavy lifting, that upfront work that I was just speaking of, and it goes through all of those complex processes and efficiently brings forward to you a quotation that's going to take a number of minutes. And I'm going to show you exactly how. So for this purchase requisition, let's say I'm going to cancel it. So again, I'll go into Merlin. I'll say cancel this purchase requisition, the one that I just did. I don't want to go ahead with PixelForge, and route me to ANA. Merlin is obviously going to tell the business user, guys, there's a number of repercussions. Okay, if you want to go ahead and cancel this, I say absolutely proceed with ANA anyway. Cancel the request. I want to explore alternatives. So let's pick option 1. So now, let's go into ANA. Now, like I mentioned, ANA is an incredibly powerful tool. It covers a lot of different things. I'm going to push all of that in to this particular demonstration now. But you can see a lot of text in purple at the top. I didn't type that, right? I did not type that. That is one autonomous agent speaking to another autonomous agent and transferring what it has understood from my initial service request that I put in Merlin and pushed it through to ANA. This is what an orchestration of workflows looks like. Agents, autonomous agents, are now speaking to each other. All I need to do as a business user is say, yeah, okay, proceed. I'm working here as a step of validation of approval. So let's go ahead and proceed. You can see here, ANA is now asking a couple of questions. It's validating category, currency, location, start time. And now it's giving me a number of suggestions for these particular requirements. And these requirements are all contextual. They make sense. Content deliverables, content creation, your compliance, your staffing model. I say, yeah, that makes sense. Let's add those service requirements in, right? I'm going to choose a fixed fee model. And it's, again, suggesting to me a number of deliverables. And I think, you know what, for 3 months, these deliverables are probably not detailed enough. I'm going to simply say, add more detail. Again, ANA, just like Merlin, is a completely conversational tool. You can drill down, you can drill out, you can ask any information, and as an AI agent, it will respond accordingly. So I say, add more detail, and there you go. Within a span of 30 seconds, it's gone through, it's added all of these deliverables, additional milestones, all within that 3-month duration. And I say, yeah, absolutely, that makes sense. Now, absolutely, you may need to change your milestones, your deliverables, whatever it may be. You're working in a large enterprise organization. You just add that in. It's really not that difficult. There's no format, there's no structure. You put it into the ANA chat box. ANA will do all that background for you, right? Or that heavy lifting, like I say. So I'm going to do the service summary. I'm going to validate a number of these requirements. Does everything look good? Yeah, it does. Details are captured, and now it's asking me, would you like to prepare a statement of work? And I say, yeah. Now you can see a number of these headings. They're typically the headings you'd have in a statement of work, right? But your organization may have something else. It may have a different headings, format, structure, layout, color palette, branding, whatever it may be. ANA will simply ingest that and create your statement of work accordingly, right? But for the purposes of now, I say, go forth, create the statement of work. This is a fully fledged document, statement of work, executive summary, background context, scope of work, in scope, out of scope, deliverables, and so on, technical specifications, right? Again, you've seen the words that I have used during my 10 to 15 word dump. It's been able to generate a statement of work, contextual, guided me throughout all of those steps. And I say, fantastic. This looks great, right? Statement has been created. I can download that. But now it's saying, do you want to proceed to creating an RFQ creation? And I say, yeah. It's suggesting to me a number of questions. Again, these questions as part of the RFP make sense. Case studies of similar LinkedIn social media campaigns, team composition, methodology, compliance, right? They make sense. So I say, let's go ahead, add in those questions. Approve. Now your RFQ event summary has been created. Absolutely. I'm going to validate all that. So again, approve. Option 1, proceed to create RFQ. And then your RFQ event has been successfully created in the Zycus Source-to-Pay platform. Again, this is all happening within a matter of minutes. I mean, everything's timestamped, right? Now, of particular attention, ANA is asking me here, would you like to view benchmark pricing for this service to help evaluate supplier quotes, or go straight ahead and move into supplier recommendations? And I'm particularly interested to see what it comes up with internal and external pricing benchmarks, right? So let's move forward. You can see internal price benchmark analysis. This is going through our purchase orders, our internal catalogues, looking at the category, the type of service request, and it's estimating it's around 6,300 Australian, right, for this particular type of project. Sounds about right. My budget was 9K. We move forward, and now it's also looking at your external pricing benchmark. This is actually going out to public sources or any external subscriptions that you may have. So this is going out, it said 10 Australian market sources have come back. We're looking at 6,000 to 9,000. There's a range, but we'll probably set somewhere in the middle, 7,200. What do you want your target? I said, let's do something in the middle for now, and I'll say, let's do 7,000 as my target negotiation price, okay? Services are subjective. There is no apple-to-apple comparison. We all know that. But at least with this, we kind of know the pricing estimate for a service request of this nature. So I said, okay, that's good to know. We know what's in the market. Service benchmark is now complete. We move forward. All of the details, again, everything is guided. It's telling you where you've done your service details, you've created your statement of work, you've created your request for quotation, your benchmark is now complete. What's next? Invite your suppliers, right? Again, Zycus has been able to look at our internal suppliers, right? We've got a few, as well as external suppliers. This is all live, right? None of this is pre-filled. And I would encourage all of you to come see me, come see my colleagues at the booth, try this out for your organisation. I'm going to say for now, let's pick options 1, 2, and 3. They're all of our internal suppliers. So we've added all of our internal suppliers to the request for quotation and now publish the event. Let's set the dates. And our invitations have been sent to Pixelforge, Publicis, and Content Climb, just like that. Seamless workflows. Now, when the event has closed, whether that's in a week, a month, I'm going to come back to my chat and I'm going to ask, has everyone responded? I'm going to check. Absolutely. Everyone has responded, and immediately ANA starts to go and crunching the data. It's looking at your total bids, key insights, immediately goes into detailed bid comparison. It is looking at your quantitative and qualitative assessment of your pricing and non-pricing components for the quotations that have been received, right? Instantly. It's giving me a recommendation summary. Now, of course, I can go ahead and I can do a what-if analysis. I can do different scenario comparisons. I can look at TCOs. I can look at different metrics, weighted scoring, and delve in deeper, all within the confines of this ANA chat, right? I've got the data already there. You just simply ask it like you would with ChatGPT or Claude or any other smart tool. But this is your organization's data, and that is a key differentiator. Going to go down, it's giving me recommendations. I say, you know what, let's go ahead and start negotiations. Now, it's given me a number of negotiation strategies. So primary target, content climb, they've come through. It's listed to me the negotiation approaches, and then it's looked at Publicis Group, their negotiation approach, as well as the negotiation terms to discuss. Now, how did all of this come about? This came about because it's contextual. It's contextual based on your organization's negotiation parameters that have been set up, your procurement policies, the quotations that have been received and what has been included in the quotations, and the context of myself as a buyer. It's getting all of that information and it's been able to drive these negotiation strategies. It makes sense. And again, we've spoken about the term guardrails. This is all compliant. We're just building it all into the workflows of this AI tool, Agentic AI for your organization, right? So I said, great, let's go ahead and start some negotiations. I'll go through some over here. Now, in this context, I am the supplier. So I've received a link in an email from Zycus. I've clicked on the link as a supplier and it's come through. So you can see it's 8,600 and it's asking me to start negotiation. So what would your best offer be? So let's do, I am flexible with pricing. I can do, let's say 8,400, but not the final reporting. All right. Now, I might be timed. Oh, I've got to go. As it's going through, let me show you one, because I know we're running out of time and I've got a lot to show you. So a very similar conversation, right? 6,800, I said, look, I can probably do a little bit less, maybe 6,800, but I'm not going to be able to deliver the reporting. The sourcing agent has come back and said, okay, well, you really need to do everything within the 13-week period of your initial quotation. We can't look at scheduling it past that. And I said, okay, well, I don't think I can do the report, but I need an additional 2 weeks. It's coming back. So you can see the back and forth negotiation. It's contextual and it's dependent on what I say as well. So I say, yep, net 30 is fine. And we go ahead and say confirmed. The negotiation bid is submitted successfully and then the contract will be awarded. Now, I don't think I have more time, but let's see. I've got one more agent that I'd really like to show you, and this is completely different. This is an agent that has been developed within the last 2 months. This is our agentic sourcing agent. It is absolutely incredible. It sits across your entire source-to-pay data, everything from your spend data, contracts, supply performance, risk analysis, internal, external benchmarks, your entire data, and you're able to now derive outcome-based strategic sourcing events. It works in 3 ways. It works as a strategist. Let's say you need to build a category intelligence strategy or a sourcing event strategy, a supply management strategy. It helps build you that. It works as a coach. If you've got a category playbook, it doesn't just take that information in, it provides recommendations, suggestions. And it works as an assist because it helps expedite the flow and the creation of these strategic sourcing events. Now, this example here is for a cloud infrastructure contract. Costs have been increasing year on year for the past 2 years. Contract is about to expire in the next 90 days. What would you do? I'm going to go through and show you quickly what it does. Our agentic sourcing agent takes all of that contextual information in. It's able to ask now a number of internal documents. So whether you've got pricing intelligence, market research reports, analyst briefings, whatever that is, it takes all of that information in. It immediately starts to do a spend analysis. It's crunching data and it's giving you red lines. Obviously, your CAGR is incredibly high. You're spending way too much across service towers, and you could be potentially saving 14.3 million. This is all data that a data analyst would take a week, a month, I don't know how long, but it's going to take a lot of time to crunch that data. This is happening instantaneously. Yes, you need to validate it, and yes, it looks really scary, so you need to walk through each of these steps. But this is truly working. This is working for our customers. This is live. This is operational. Now we're going forward. After it does that, it's looking at contract analysis. It's giving me a number of red flags, and it's saying things that you need to pay certain attention to. I say, okay, the findings are there. It's even looking at supply performance and risk analysis. Supplier risk against contract value analysis. And now that it's done all of that work, it's done your spend analysis, it's done your contract analysis and your supplier risk analysis, it's going to be able to create a category intelligence brief. Now here it's showing you critical findings across 5 key dimensions: spend, contract risk, supplier risk, geographic pressure, and market benchmark intelligence. And from that, it's suggesting to you, as part of your strategic recommendations, we need to launch an RFP. Now, because it's done all that crunching at the beginning, the spend analysis, the contractor analysis, the supplier risk, this is going to immediately propagate everything through to your request for proposal and create it for you. And that's the brilliance of the agent. You're not starting from scratch. It's already got all of that upfront data for you. It's going to push it through to your request for proposal. Again, you can see a number of details are coming through. We go through, and the request for proposal is published successfully. Now, as it does this, you come back and you look at your supplier responses, and it does a deep dive assessment of everything that it's received. You can see here it's looking at bid comparison, service tower pricing breakdown, as well as a technical compliance. As part of that, it's looking at your recommendations, and Orion Cloud, based on price, qualification, support, and certification, looks like the best contender. Again, if you need to go down even further, you can do contextual evaluation scenarios. Scenario 1, price optimized award. Scenario 2, Scenario 3 and 4, and so on, and really validate, is Orion Cloud the best supplier to move forward with? In this particular case, it is, and it's giving you a 3-year potential saving of 29 million. Now again, if we think about what happened, we had a contract that was about to auto renew in the next 90 days. Costs were increasing year on year for the last 2 years, and we don't know why. But we're doing something smart, we're doing something intelligent, we're using data that we already have in our agentic platform to make a strategic business decision. And this is where everyone in this room in procurement needs to be going towards: data, information, and strategic business decisions. So look, guys, we have covered an immense amount of information already, right? We've done Merlin Intake, we've done autonomous negotiation agents, making things within a couple of minutes, and now we've done our agentic sourcing agent. I highly urge you, for those who are spending the rest of the evening with us, and for those who are with us tomorrow, please come see myself, come see my colleagues. We're scattered all around. This is exactly the forum where we want to have these discussions with you. Come with us to a real business scenario or a hypothetical one, whatever it may be. Let's talk. Right? Now, as I say in show business, that's all I have time for, folks. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I really do hope you come and find me so we can really go through this in a lot more detail. Thank you so much for your time.